Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how we got this look, keep on watching. So I'm starting off with the brows. I'm using my Absolute New York brow pencil. You guys, I only use the color Smoke. I've been getting a lot of DMs. The only shade that I purchased is Smoke. I don't like the other colors. So as you can see, she already has beautiful full eyebrows. So I'm just defining the shape and filling in some areas. So her brows are all filled in. Now I'm going to go in with Morphe M224 brush, and I'm going to use that to shape out her brow. And I'm using MAC Concealer and NC45 to do so. I like to start at the arch of the brow and then bring the product inwards towards the beginning of her brow. And you just want to keep on doing small strokes until you get the line as straight as possible. Now I'm taking my BH Cosmetics Studio eyeshadow blending brush, and I'm going to be using that to blend the concealer out. I'm going to go ahead and scope out the top of each brow. I'm using the same NC45, and I'm going to use the same brush to blend out the concealer, and I'm going to repeat the same steps on the other brow. Now I'm going in with my P. Louise base, and I'm using shade number 3, and I'm taking MAC's brush and 252, and I'm using that to tap the product along her eyelid, and then I'm going to blend it out with a flat fluffy brush. I'm going in with Juvia's Magic Palette, and I'm taking that orange shade. It's like a dark, very dark orange shade, and I'm going to be using that as my transition shade. The brush that I'm using is the Sigma E40 brush, and I'm starting at the beginning of her eye and rounding out the shape because I'm going to be doing a rounder cut crease on her today. And I'm just building up that color. And you want to repeat the steps on the same side. So now I'm going in with Morphe's 433 brush, and I'm going into the Saharan palette, and I'm going to be using all 3 shades on the bottom row. So I'm starting off with that red shade. Red eyeshadows are a little bit harder to work with. They can get a little messy. They, most times they won't go uneven, and then when you go to blend them out, like they'll spread all over the place. I guess because the pigment is like soft. But you just want to tap the color on and slowly build it up before you go in and start blending it out. So I'm just going back and forth between that reddish color and that orange brown before I go in and darken up the crease with that dark brown in the palette. And I'm using the same Morphe brush. So I'm going back in with that red to blend it out. And now I'm taking the fluffy blending brush from Sigma and I'm just blending all the harsh lines away. Going in with the P. Louise base in shade number 2, I'm going to be taking my MAC 252 brush and I'm going to be using that to cut her crease. And the way I cut my crease is I take the brush and I tap along the eyelid in a round shape. I'm going to be doing a video on how I get my brushes super flat for me to cut my crease so sharp. Now I'm just dragging the product down and tapping it. It gets the base nice and tacky, so I do like to tap while I'm cutting the crease. And I'm just showing you guys the difference between cutting a crease lower and cutting a crease higher. You don't have to cut the crease as high as me. You can cut it lower and you will still have a nice cut crease. So the left eye is going to be a lower cut crease, and I'm going to show you guys the right side, which you guys already know I like to do a higher cut crease, so I'm going to do it how I usually would, but I just wanted to show you that you don't have to do it like me to get a cut crease, a nice cut crease.
Is on the beat.
So now I'm going in with my MAC 248 brush, which is a smaller, more detailed brush, and I'm using that to sharpen up the edges of my cut crease even more. Now I'm taking my BH Cosmetics V5 blending brush and I'm tapping the extra base off, but I'm also getting it tacky and ready for the eyeshadow. Alright, so you guys can see the difference between the left and the right eye. Both creases are nicely cut. One is just bigger than the other. I just created more of a lid space on the right side, but to each his own. Do what you feel most comfortable with, okay? So now I'm using my Makeup Forever Artist Palette number 2. I will put the link down below because it's on sale and I've been telling everybody to buy it because it's $25 and I use it a lot. Like, I get a lot of looks out of this palette. And on camera, it looks like a white color, but it's actually an iridescent pink shade. The second shade I'm using is from the same Sahara palette. It's that color in the middle, which is a reddish copper color. And I'm using my MAC 252 brush to apply both colors on the lid. And then I'm going to go back and forth with my MAC 286 brush to blend those colors into each other. Now I'm taking my clean Morphe 433 brush and I'm taking the color that's on the crease and dragging it onto the outer portion of the lid. There's no eyeshadow on the brush right now. Now I'm taking that red shade and I'm adding it to the outer corner of the lid and I'm bringing it into the copper color. Now I'm taking that brown and I'm darkening up the outer portion of the eye. I'm taking some lash glue. This is the Duo lash glue to brush on. And I'm taking my Morphe brush in 224 and I'm applying some pigment onto the lid. Just a little bit, just a little strip of pigment for texture and sparkle. And this is the Jlarue pigment in Melanin Mermaid. Moving on to the face, I'm using Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty as her moisturizer. And for foundation, I'm using NARS TAHOE and MAC NC. Actually, I'm going to list the color down below because I don't remember the color exactly. But I'm using Studio Fix Max and NARS All Day Lumi foundation together. For her contour, I'm using Black's Opals Mocha Suede to contour her forehead and her cheeks, her nose, and her chin. When you contour a round face, you want to make sure that you aren't curving the contour up because it'll give the face a very cartoonish look. So when applying and blending the contour, don't be scared to go in a downward direction instead of going in an upward direction. So now we're moving on to concealer. I'm using MAC's NC45 and NC42 mixed together. And I'm using the same foundation brush to blend out the outside of her highlight. And you want to make sure you're tapping that concealer in. And then I'm taking the Real Technique setting brush and I'm blending that concealer in under her eye by tapping it. This makes the concealer very tacky, and what this does is allows the concealer to set itself so you don't have to rely so much on the powder to set it for you. Now I'm going in with Luscious by Lynn powder. These are my favorite setting powders, and I'm using the No Shine to set under her eyes. For bronzing, we're going in with Anastasia in Mahogany to warm up her cheeks and bring a little bit of dimension into her face. For blush, I'm using NARS Taj Mahal, which is a orangey shade, which again, I'm just bringing more color into her skin. Now I'm taking the same foundation brush and I'm pressing that setting powder into her skin, which is going to melt the powder in. Now I'm taking this dark sparkly pigment. I will have the website and the name of the pigment down below. And I'm going to use that to smoke out her lower lash line. And then I'm going to take that same red and pop it underneath that dark color. And I already know people are going to be asking, but it's going to be in the description. I always, every single time, remember to put what eyeliner I use. I only use one eyeliner on every single client. It will never change. I've been using it for like 4 years now. Okay, it's the Sephora Precision Liner, and the link will be down below. The direct link to Sephora will be down below, sis. Don't fret. So now I'm just lining her lips with Max Current. And I'm using Sephora's Liquid Matte Lipstick. This is I believe it's number 1, like it's their red shade. And I'm just filling in her lips with that. Then I went and took a dark plum lipstick and I used that to darken up the lip because I only wanted like that red popping through the center of her lip. Now I'm using the Laura Mercier Loose Glow Powder in the translucent shade, and I'm using that to highlight her face. I highly recommend that you guys invest in the translucent one and the medium one. I have both for my kit and they're really, really good. Like, they're bomb. Okay, she's done, you guys. This is the complete look. Yes, I am feeling this, the hair, the makeup, the lip, the skin, the glow. Like, what? She popping. All right. So, of course, I took phone footage. This is what it looks like with all my studio lights up. This is my makeup room. So, I have the light behind us and I have 4 lights in front of us. So, that's what it looks like in professional lighting. And then this is what it looks like in natural lighting, of course. Natural light is the best light, you see. The makeup pops more. But yeah, this is a complete look, you guys. Thank you so much for all of the love on the gram. Thank you so much for all the love on YouTube. And I can't wait to keep making tutorials for you guys. I hope you guys learned something new, at least one thing new. Stay tuned for my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're already not subscribed. Bye, y'all.